All right. Not too bad. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Nice to see you today. Hopefully we don't get rained on right now. Good work today. Put the uppers on, so it was good to have the shoulder pads on. Got a lot of work to do to get to where we need to be, and there's some good things going on. But the level and the standard of expectations got to be higher every day. And I felt like yesterday we had a really good day, and today we had just a day that wasn't as good as we needed to be. I like the way the kids ended up finishing it, but all in all, not as good as we needed to be. With that, any questions?
What area specifically do you need to be better in?
Everything. Got to get better at everything we do.
Steven?
You saw Josh Kirkland. Can you tell us?
Bumped knees. Bumped knees, he's got a little bruise. Fancy word for it would be a contusion.
Mark, Scott, have you noticed any difference with the padded helmets and the impact?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. There's really not a lot of science behind it. I just felt like better safe than sorry. I know it doesn't. You don't hear those cracking of the helmets at practice, and I would imagine that's got to be a good thing.
Dan.
Scott, you took a look at the defensive linemen early on. What did you take away from them today so far?
First day of pads, not good enough. Don't play with our hands well enough. We got to find a group of guys that can make up for the loss of Jason Bromley. We'll have a great challenge. I'm just glad Coach Dowse is coaching them.
The running back core, how are you?
Doing good. How you doing, Nico?
Thank you. The running back core, obviously, it's been deep the last few years here. We're talking about Prince Tyson specifically. His fifth year here.
Yeah.
What do you look for him as a fifth-year senior to provide to you guys?
Yeah, look for him to lead the way as far as, helping us stay organized as a group, as a team. Kind of be the spirit in that room, which he's done a nice job. The other guys, I'm looking forward to having some real practices where we actually tackle and bring people to the ground to find out if the potential is potential is one thing. Do they put productivity on the field? Jerome Smith, is gone, so we've got to find that next guy up, and I think we have a good group of kids that can do it, but potential get you fired if they don't get right. So hopefully we'll get them right. I think we got a good group of kids, but really looking forward to getting through these fake practices and seeing if we can tackle and seeing if we can run through tackles and that sort of thing. So it'll be a good challenge for the kids. It's a matter of time before we can get to that. Three more days, I think it is. So we'll see what happens.
Scott, where did John Miller show the most improvement up to this point to really kind of get himself in the mix?
He lost weight. He got his body to the point where he could actually practice hard. When he first got here, he was a bit of a marshmallow. Now he looks good. I think he even thinks he might get a date. So I think it starts with that mindset and, look good, feel good about the way your body is. And then he just made a decision to flip the switch and work hard. And I really like the way he took it over on the practice field, especially in the spring. And I'm looking forward to these next few days to see, where he really is. Doing a good job so far. A little inconsistent with his snapping on day one, but he cleaned that up the last 2 days.
Would you qualify him as a surprise? I mean, a major surprise?
No, I mean just I think I called him probably the biggest surprise in the spring. But that page is turned, and the real season's coming up on us. I've had a lot of real good spring guys over the years that never ended up being great players in the fall. So we'll see what happens.
Mark? Similar question, Coach.
Hi, Mark.
Was about the running backs, the linebackers. How much is Dyson now going to be that guy that kind of spool his bench?
Well, we'll see. Only time will tell. Marquise raised that bar real high because he had the ability to be a consistent leader, especially this time of year when we really started to see it. And that's the challenge for guys like Cam Lynch and Dyson Davis to see if they can do that, because it is a little bit of a behavioral change to take it to the level that we're asking, expectations, to do all the little things right all the time. When people are looking, it's easy. When they're not looking, it's hard. And that'll be the challenge for Dyson. He knows it, and he's up to the challenge, and I'm looking forward to see if he can, increase those things day by day. So far, he's done a nice job.
Indy, the offensive lineman who came from Washington. Can you just tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about him?
Sure.
How he got here?
He's a great kid. Didn't know who he was, and we had some alumni that were kind of friends of the family and stuff, and they heard that maybe he wanted to get out of Washington. They had a coaching transition, and so we watched, or he had a release from Washington, so we went and watched the videotape, and I said he's pretty good, and then talking to him and getting to know him. Quality young man, comes from a nice family, real sturdy character, and he's done a good job. It'll be a year before he can play with any type of game experience, but I like what he's been doing so far. Limited reps right now because we're trying to get the guys ready for this season, but really a great kid. I've really enjoyed getting to know him a little bit the last few days.
Was it late in the summer when you kind of found him?
It started I don't know, kind of late spring, early summer maybe, something like that. Yeah, that I heard about him, but I don't think he got his release till a little bit later, which we weren't able to talk to him, until we had that release. So it was definitely late, but I can't remember exactly what the date was.
Obviously, when a kid deals with family stuff, you're going to give him all the time he needs, Scott. But is there any timetable on Alan kind of coming back here, or is that
just when the family is all set and feels good about things, and we'll get them back up here, and it's all those matters are resolved.
Time for a question or two more. Any other questions for Coach? Yes, Shanna.
It seems like you have a little bit more competition this year among your receivers. Have you seen West embrace that? Step up a little bit more.
Sure, he's embraced it, and he needs to. They all need to. I think it'll be interesting situation with the way the competition goes once we get into some live periods to see who can catch it in traffic and that sort of thing. But yeah, he has embraced it. I've been pleased with the way he's tried to lead.
Final question for Coach. Anything else today?
Going back to the recruiting, how important are players' personal qualities off the field when you choose a player to come play?
Yeah, I think the kids that are most consistent off the field are the ones that end up being your most consistent players on the field. Now, consistency to me are the things that he can control. Talk to the kids a lot about, you can't control the hand you were dealt, who your parents are or who they aren't, what neighborhood you come from, that sort of thing. But I have a lot of, respect for the kid that maybe doesn't come from a lot, that finds his way to a school like Syracuse through a lot of hard work and having consistent behavior through that work ethic. A test score, standardized test score type of thing, I don't worry about so much, but when a kid has great effort, like Shamarko Thomas, you guys all know Shamarko had really great effort on the field and at practice every single day of his life, but he did the same thing in the classroom. And it started, way back when we first started getting to know him. It was late in the recruiting process for us because we had just gotten hired. But early relationship with the two of us, and everybody talked about his consistent work ethic in all things he does. So that's kind of the way I look at that.
Thank you, Coach, very
Thank
much.
you.
See you
Have a
tomorrow.
good night.
We have Dyshawn Davis here for those who requested Dyshawn.